Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode 113 on Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022. I'm your host, Trevor Ohlsen. It's good to be here. Hope you're doing well. For those of you tuning in visually, you are seeing that this podcast looks shittier than it already did look. You're getting some of the wall action. I bought these curtains, and my mother put in the hooks for them months ago so that you didn't have to see any type of background. It would block out the space that we were in. It would make it look somewhat official, and I've been discussing for months now with no action taken. Improving the podcast, getting a camera, lighting, fixtures, just making things look better. Have a plant maybe. Have a plant in the background. I don't know. As you can see, we're moving in the opposite direction, folks. Now the wall is exposed. We're at a lower angle. It's not looking good. So, I was about to start the podcast. I've been putting it off. It's 2 p.m. here this Wednesday. I usually do this at 10, but I was doing a few other things I had to do. But still, just putting it off. And then I was like, all right. It's time to do it. Like I have to do other things, so I need to knock her out. And here I am about to start the show and utilize this phone holder / light pod, like this thing. You can see it here. Ready? Check it out. If it bends down, you can see right here. Yeah. So this is what happened, folks. There should be. You're seeing one side. There should be another one. Well, the other one, it's now right here, and there we go. Ready? It's supposed to go like this. Great. Can you see? There you go. Oh, look, great. Hold the phone. Fantastic. Well, I opened it up and just broke it. So now there's no stand. And this is the second one of these that I've bought at Target. The first one broke, and now the second one broke. So perhaps I should get maybe a different holder. Maybe something different. The first one I bought, the screw wouldn't, like the rivets, I don't know what the terminology, whatever it is, that makes a screw stay in place. It just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. So it's like it didn't work. And so I went and returned it. And then I got this one, and this one's already, now it's fucking shattered. So off to a good start here with the podcast. That's what I get for putting it off for 4 hours. But I needed to do a few things today. I had to get some documentation. I'm leaving the country. No, I had to verify my address for something, and with having moved out here, I think technically on paper, I still live in Michigan because I haven't updated my driver's license. I haven't updated any type of information like that. So I think legally on paper, I am a Michigan resident. And so I'm just out here in California. If I get pulled over, I'm going to have to be like, I'm just doing some work out here for 2 months straight. But I needed to get an address verification for something, so I had to call my bank in Michigan, and they printed off a document for me, or excuse me, they emailed me a document, and then I also had to verify my social security number with something like a W-2, but I had a W-9, so it was just little tiny things I had to get taken care of today, and then the printer, I can't for the life of me figure out how to connect this damn laptop to the printer we have here at the house. And I did manage to finally print off the documents I needed, but it was I not through my laptop. I printed them off through my phone, which I'll just do from now on because that was great. I kind of forgot you could even do that. You could just air print. Everything's air print, AirDrop, AirPlay, AirPrint, this, that. We're living in a technological world, folks. How's your week been? What's going on? I've had a fun week. I got a good night's sleep last night, folks. Good night's sleep. Which was much needed. I went to the Black Rabbit Rose in Hollywood on Monday to watch my friend Dylan play. He's a drummer, and play with, oh, man, what is his name? I have to look him up. I'm following him online. But it's something like Dale Yaden or something like that. Yale Yaden? I don't know. Let me pull him up here because he is amazing. And I know I'm following him, so let's see. Dale Yale Yade. Oh, tell me I gotta find it. Here we go. Let's get him up here for you. Dave Yaden, folks. Fantastic. I mean, a madman on the keys. Beautiful songs. He sang a really beautiful song talking about his son and the relationship that he was in. But man, he was a monster keyboard player. So go look him up. Dave Yaden, Grammy Award winning. You can find his, if you want to book him as well, you can find his email address there on Instagram. Dave Yaden. Yaden. Dave. You know how to fucking spell Dave. Went to a show there at the Black Rabbit Rose. Watched Dave Yaden, Dylan, and a few other killer musicians. Man, what a show! I went with a new friend of mine, Marcel, who I met at a casting call for Los Angeles Fashion Week, folks. Oh yeah, I'm already turning. I'm transforming out here. I'm walking into places with sunglasses on, asking people to hold my things. You know, just when people are just shutting doors on people, just honking horns, and I killed one person on the street driving. I didn't even look back. The LA lifestyle, it's getting to me. You know, I'm getting like burritos, at the Mexican place down the road. Living that LA lifestyle. Yeah. Where was I even going with any of that? Yeah. Met Marcel at this casting call. Yeah, for Los Angeles Fashion Week, which I made it to the end, which was neat. And then they were very disorganized, and they eventually messaged me on Instagram. It's like saying I could come walk. And, that's great, but it's, you have my number and my email, and you choose to message me on Instagram, the place where all messages get lost. And so by the time they messaged me, it was really last minute, and I was doing other things. I was already had a prior obligation that I needed to go to and that I was a part of, and so I did not walk in Los Angeles Fashion Week, but I met this guy named Marcel, and he's a cool dude. And him and I went out to. You should have seen me trying to get somebody. I had a +1 for this for this show at the Black Rabbit Rose, and because I do a lot of. I'm comfortable doing a lot of things by myself. I'll just go do things alone. I'll go to the beach alone. I'll go to a comedy show alone. Go to the gym alone. I do a lot of things alone, and so I was, I asked to get a table for the show, and Dylan got it for me, and he was like, you coming by yourself or you bringing a friend? And I was like, I should try to have friends. I should try to bring somebody, and so it was the day of, and so it was last minute, but I messaged like 5 or 6 people, and everybody was like no and busy and just last minute. And so but fortunately for me, Marcel ended up saying yes. If Marcel listens to this, yes, Marcel, you were my last resort, but we had a good time. It was cool, and now you're not my last resort. But it was a great show, man. It was just wild. Just the best. Some of the best musicians in the world are out here in Los Angeles, and it's just fun to be around them. But dude, I gotta tell you, I'm an old man. I'm an old man with regards to sleep. I'm like, I don't want to deviate off my sleep cycle. I get up at 7:30. I'm such a routinized person that I just don't want to deviate. And so I haven't been going out because I go to bed at like 9 and read. I'm a big, voracious reader these days. And, but I was like, yeah, I got to get out more. Kevin Chown was in town, and him and I went out, and we just had a great time, and I was meeting people, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to be doing more of that. I need to be doing that more. I need to be going out more and just meeting people. And when I was out with Kevin, it was the first time I ran into somebody that I knew, who I met also at, ironically, the Black Rabbit Rose. And so it was kind of fun. I was like, I'm getting out and I'm talking to enough people that I'm starting to like go around town and see people that I know, which is neat. Being a new resident, probably technically not a resident of California. And but man, I need to go out a little bit more. So was out until like 1-ish. They played. You should have seen the amount of energy that these guys played with. And for 2 hours nonstop on a Monday. It's like, they just show up, man, and not only show up, but holy shit. I mean, I actually just laugh. I laugh at how good they are. Like, it's crazy. And part of me goes, I'll never be as good of a player, watching these guys. But then I kind of remind myself, well, it's like I'm more of a singer-songwriter, and like my strength is in writing songs and my voice and stuff like that. So I try not to, and I typically don't try not to compare myself to anybody in that regard. But man, they're just so fucking good. It's like, holy shit, like. It was fun, man. It was so fun. And, but yeah, after like 5 hours of sleep, only getting 5 hours of sleep, yesterday it was like 3 o'clock and I'm laying down upstairs. I'm taking a nap. I'm not a napper either. For those of you who know me, I'm not the napper of the group. It's my sister. She's the napper. It's my mother. My mom's a pro. She's a pro napper. I'm not the napper, and I had to take a nap anyway. But I managed to get out and do the hike that's close by. I love the hike. I love it. Takes an hour. I've talked about it before. But went and did a hike. Met this lovely woman, beautiful woman, on the trail. And I was going up the trail. She was coming down, and then she was doing the trail twice. So then she was like cruising. She caught back up to me, and I stopped to let her walk past because it's a very narrow path, and I was like, oh, you're going way faster than me, but then she started talking to me, and I was like, okay, all right. So we ended up walking the whole trail together, and very nice woman, very talented artist as well, like painter. She paints digital art, a lot of naked pictures, a lot of nudes, a lot of like some of them are like female worship. What is her Instagram? You can check out her art. Let's see here. Let's find out. Here we go. Oh boy. I'm not going to be able to. Okay, I'm just going to spell it for you. Because her name looks like I think it is. Kesnia. Ksenia. And her last name is Meiron. Meiron. Like me iron. Take notes, folks. Take notes. This is terrible lighting. Look at this. God. Fucking this cheap ass Target selfie fucking stand. Yeah, if you want to check out some of her art, it's neat. Kesnia Meiron. Kesnia Meiron. I think that's it. But yeah, it's funny. It's like you just kind of meet people out here. Sort of. Where am I going with that? When you're doing things that you just naturally want to be doing. Like I wanted to go take a hike. You meet similar types of people who are interested in health and fitness, and she just happened to be an artist, so we kind of hit it off. But she was cool. That was fun. And then I went and did my typical stretching, little sauna action. Guys, I've talked about it before. I'll say it again. The sheer audacity of people in the sauna out here in California. Like, it's so clear that the sauna is a space of typically quietness and peace and like eyes closed and just silence. And people come in there, man, with their headphones going. I know a lot of the people that come in there now, and there's like one dude who comes in there and he's always listening to like like that type of music, and you can hear it in his headphones, and he'll just shake his leg, and he'll just like shake the bench. It's like that motherfucker's in there all the time. There's another dude who comes in there drinking coffee, mind you, every day. He's got a big coffee cup and he's drinking coffee in a sauna. And this, without exaggerating, folks, is how he drinks. And it's typically silent in there. So imagine this every 5 seconds. He just goes... And then he does that over and over again. And like I've been in there multiple times with him, and people will just laugh because he's got headphones on, so I don't think he hears how loud he is. But just, it's like, I don't know. There's that dude. Who else comes in there? There's other guys. A lot of guys. There's this one dude. He annoys the fuck out of me. He walks in there. It could be totally silent, and then this dude will just start watching Instagram videos or TikTok videos or Facebook videos with the volume on like full blast. And I want to kill him actually, but instead I should probably just let him. I just want to be like, hey man, can you bring headphones in or turn it down? But we just can't put the phones down, folks. We can't put them down. Everyone's addicted. I'm including myself in there as well. We can't put them down. People don't know how to be bored. People don't know how to stop stimulating themselves. It's like they're so sucked in. And it's interesting when you're in the sauna, and I have a rule where I do not use my phone in the sauna. I don't listen to podcasts or books. I don't do anything. I sit there. It's my rule. I allow myself to just mind wander, and I allow myself to talk to people if someone wants to engage in conversation. But it's so clear when you're sitting in there deliberately not on your phone. You'll watch other people on the phone, and you'll just see how they're switching videos so quickly, and they're not paying attention, and nothing is grabbing their attention, and you can just see. It's almost like you step outside and you can see how much of a waste of time it is. It's all this short-term gratifying nonsense, and man, drives me up the wall in that sauna. People in there fucking drumming on the wood, jumping around, shadow boxing, getting warmed up. It's a place to relax. But it's almost always around half the people in there on their phones, and you hear the music coming through their headphones. I had one dude, he had those big headphones that cover your whole ears, and he would, as soon as you take them off, like the heavy metal that this dude was listening to, it's really funny to see someone just sitting there with their eyes closed, like they're relaxing, and then they move the headphone, and you can hear just death metal blasting into their brain. It's kind of funny, because it's interesting. I've found that the case as well. It's like if I'm listening to some heavy rock music while I'm working out, and it feels too stimulating, and then I just take them out, and it's totally quiet. It's this interesting realization of like, oh yeah, I'm creating this sort of energy with this music. But when you take it out, when you remove it, you're left with what's actually going on. And what's actually going on, folks, is that there's 1,000 people at the gym I go to, and I can't breathe or move. This gym, folks, it's a good gym. The equipment's nice, it's close, the people are nice, I like all the people. But if half of them just disappeared forever, that would be better. That would be better. That's all I'm saying. If half of them were suddenly to get I don't know, taken away. I don't know. Like if there was a bus that they got on and the bus just, blew up somewhere. That would be better. That would be better. No, it's just really crowded at the time that I go. And I go around like 3, 4-ish, and today it's going to be, oh no, it's only 2. No, I'm good right now. Even though I'm starting this much later. And if I was to go earlier, there'd be less people. So, but again, this is just the routine that I'm in. One of my housemates, he calls me, he's like, Mr. Routine. And he knows basically what I'm going to do. And it was the same thing back at home when I was living at home with my mom and dad. My dad, he knew my morning routine because it's like, I'm just I function so much better when I'm doing the same things all the time. Everything becomes simplistic, but I'm doing things I want to be doing, and I'm doing healthy and good things. I've been drinking a little bit more though. I will say that. I really didn't drink for like 18 months, something like that. And no, I can't stop. No, I did this job out here, and I got paid, but then I also got a bottle of wine out of it. They gave me a $60 bottle of wine, and I brought it home for my housemates because I was like, do I really want it? And I was like, well, even if I don't drink it, it's a $60 bottle of wine, bring it home for them. They drink wine, and but I ended up having, I was like, you know what? A little wine's not gonna kill me, and I'm not like what? What am I trying to say? Spit it out, Trevor. Sobriety. It's not a. I don't need to be like 100% clean and sober. I never stopped because I had a problem. I just decided to stop because I had a problem. No, I didn't. I just stopped. And but so I was like, you know what? You haven't had wine in 18 months. I think you've earned it. And so I had a glass of wine with dinner, and then I did that like every night until I drank the bottle of wine. Basically had a glass of wine with dinner and finished off the bottle in whatever, like 4 or 5 days, 4 days, maybe something like that. And then when Kevin Chow was in town, we were going out and doing, when he had a show at the Baked Potato, I had 2 glasses of wine there, I had a glass of wine the next day. So I've been drinking a little bit more wine, but typically just 1 to 2 glasses. But when I went out with Marcel, I was like, if I am drinking a little more, if I'm having a drink, I love whiskey. I love whiskeys and bourbons, and so for the first time, well, in Christmas I had a little bit of whiskey, but we went to this cool club prior to the Black Rabbit Rose club right next to it, which I don't remember the name, but it was. I had a glass of whiskey there, Maker's Mark on the rocks, and that was really good. Just having that 1 glass of whiskey, and then went to Black Rabbit Rose, had another glass of whiskey, and didn't even finish that one, but that was good. It's like I'm having, and I make sure to eat before, and be hydrated, the whole thing, drinking responsibly. Because the biggest thing for me is like I just don't want to be hungover the next day. I don't want to be hungover. I don't want to waste any time. And so as much as I enjoy the feeling that alcohol gives me, and really all I want is just that little bit more of relaxation. I don't want to, I want that without sacrificing the next day. And so I think I can manage that if I have a drink. And whiskey's going to make me feel it more so than wine. And I think, and there's less calories, and it's not going to like stain your teeth as bad. I don't know. This is where my mind goes. And so I had a couple glasses of whiskey. That was really fun. And the music was great, and the drinks were good, and the company was nice, and it was just great, man. So what I'm trying to say, folks, is that next this coming weekend I'm going on a binge, and this will be the last episode as I drink myself into stupor. I will drink myself. I'll go buy a new stand for the phone and then never use it because I'll be drunk somewhere. No, it's been fun to have a little drink here and there, but I will say this was kind of a weird side effect of taking a break for so long. I almost feel guilty now when I drink. Almost, which that was never my intention. It was never my intention to even stop. That was never, but it ended up becoming that. And what? God, my mind. Come on. Speaking of focusing, it was never my intention to stop for as long as I did. So now, having stopped for so long, I almost feel guilty now to drink because I'm like, oh, you're wasting all of that discipline, which I'm not. It's an irrational thought, and so, but I just tune it out with more booze. But it was weird. It was kind of interesting. Like even just having a glass of wine when I first had it, I almost felt guilty, and I don't want to feel guilty at all, and I shouldn't because I'm a very healthy person. But I'm the type of person, and like my personality is, if I'm not productive, or if I'm not productive, I feel guilty. If I'm not working on something, I feel guilty. If I'm if I'm wasting my time and energy and potential, I feel bad about myself. I start like self shame and judge, which I have to be cautious of and and be aware of. And once I'm aware of it, then I can sort of back off myself. But I noticed that it was that side of me kind of coming in with regards to the alcohol that I was drinking. It's almost like I felt a little guilty, but just a little. Not enough to stop me. Not enough to stop me. So, because, man, there's something, come on. You got some spaghetti and a salad and a glass of red wine. Come on. Or a steak and some wine. Or just having a glass of just whiskey on the rocks. No sugar. No Jack and Coke. Just bourbon. Just whiskey on the rocks. That's really good. Marcel tried to drink the whiskey and he couldn't do it. He's like, I like the flavor in my mouth, but when I swallow, it's, that's what she said. But I don't know. My history of drinking was like I started off probably like everybody. I went from same with coffee too. It was like when I started off with coffee, I was putting cream and sugar and just all this bullshit in it, and then I would kind of choke it down. Now I only drink black coffee, and I can have strong black coffee, and I will love it. And then alcohol was like Mike's Hard Lemonade, so this sugary sweet nonsense, to eventually liking beer in college, because when I was living with my aunt and uncle near Minneapolis, that was kind of all they had. And so I was just drinking what they had. And that was a lot like Leinenkugel, based out of Wisconsin. Came to like beer. And then it switched to to kind of whiskeys and but more mixed with mixed drinks, whiskey and Coke and stuff like that. And then it transitioned to what it is now, to where it's just straight whiskey on the rocks or neat. So it's interesting, that transition of the palate. It's like you start off. It's kind of like anything. You start off nice and easy, and you build your way up to the strong stuff. And now, sugary drinks. It's they're too sweet. And there's something being a man holding a glass of whiskey feels good. A little cigar. There's something about if you got a glass of whiskey right here, and then in these two fingers you got a cigar. What's more aesthetically pleasing than that? It's such a good look. It's such a good feel. Glass of whiskey and a cigar. It's a good time. It's a good time. All right, friends, just like that, we're at the end of this poorly angled podcast. If you'd like to support the show, I forgot to say this in the beginning, so there's probably a person listening 30 minutes in. You can head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. Go do it now, you single person listening. And sign up to support the show. And we will be back on Patreon on Saturday. And we will be back for free everywhere else on Wednesday next week. So keep doing your thing. Keep moving forward. And we'll see you then.